to our War of Independence. Want to thank all Southern Cameroonians for joining. We thank God for the energy that just yesterday we're online with my brother Capo Daniel, and then today again because a lot is going on and I didn't want today to pass, so we actually summoned this courage and energy to come again online to educate our people on some really very important things. And it is my honor to have all of you on board. Tataw Yaya, who is watching from somewhere in the DMV area. I'm also thinking of Tamba Wilson, who's watching from somewhere, special on Grand Zero. I don't want to release that location. I'm also thinking of all of you. Want to thank all those of you who are watching from Kupe Maninguba at this moment. We also want to sincerely thank you all. Those of you watching from Indian. I start by thanking those watching from Kupe Maninguba because it is very important for the people of Kupe Maninguba, because we have heard everything that is going on and how they are trying to mess up with you guys to, in effect, the Disarmament Commission or whatever they call it. We also want to thank all of our compatriots who are in other parts of the world. A big hello to Ernesto, who is watching from NS Soba, my very good friend who's watching from the UK, precisely from London or from Coventry, if you like. We're happy that you're joining us. And of course, we want to thank sincerely Sikot Chatson, who is presently in Belgium, with Yufa Eugene and Mark Barita for the Momo County Grand launching. I want to thank all of you for the fabulous job that you're doing, and that is the spirit of the revolution. Like we are already aware, we will die free or die fighting. We'll live free or we die fighting, like Sekou Christiano would have already said. So we thank all the frontline leaders, Dr. Ekomi Sako, Akwanga, Ayaba, Bohebe, John Baraku, everybody who is engaged in this movement. We continuously pray and sue for peace and unity on this platform. I want to thank all other activists, especially these two great activists who are probably not often mentioned. I'm thinking of Ray Baba at this juncture, and Salas Atefo, who is my friend, special friend in New York. Big shout out to all of you. So please, once you join, you share extensively. Let's get all this done. I just got a little bit embarrassed. Well, I'm not saying embarrassed. I got a little bit surprised. Also want to thank all those who are watching from a corner. We want to thank the Fako Mountain Lion, the great job they have done this morning. We have those pictures. Of course, we are very grateful. Let's also seize the opportunity to say a big shout out to Della, good friend and very strong patriot. We also say a big shout out to you, Nelson Ochemba from Los Angeles, and to say thank you, all of you, Mirabel Nto, who is watching from Delaware. We are happy to have all of you on the platform today. We'll build the platform a little bit, then we pass this very strong message. I was going to go out there very straight, and this one is a very clear message that we want everybody who is an Ambazonian to get on Ground Zero. So we will not and will never ever tolerate any person who is going to go contrary to this, because this is a time of war. And like I always want to say that every time I just only want to say the things I can do. I don't want to get myself entangled in things that I can do. And so I want to make it very clearly here that Eric Tataw is just one person. That is the thing that a lot of people have not understood. Like I said last time, that 1.5 persons is more than one person, 1.5. So we are looking intrinsically at 10,000 people plus who have been killed by the godforsaken regime in Yaoundé, by the Paul Biya regime. And what I want to say here today is one thing that you should know. Let the international community take my freedom, take my life, and give Ambazonia or Southern Cameroon's independence. I don't care. And I want to make this point clean and clear, crystal clear, because a lot of people have still not understood that we are at war. Like I've explained in several of my live shows, that we have passed the stage of peaceful protests, of cajoling talks. We have moved into war, and in war, the language is brutal, is vocal, is straight to the point, it's promising, it's not threatening, it's promising, because that is the level that we have reached in this movement. And I want to say this very pellucidly. I want to be very clear to all and sundry in Southern Cameroon who are listening to me at this moment, that it will never be a ride in the park anymore. Never going to be an easy ride. And I want to take this opportunity to address the people, especially the people of Kupe Maninguba, and by extension the entire Ambazonia, about this fucking crazy disarmament commission that Mr. Paul Biya has created, the dictatorial regime in Yaoundé. Let me say this to everybody who is watching. Everybody. I've said it before, that I'm ready to go to jail. My name is Eric Tataw. I want you to quote me anywhere. Listen. See, everybody who is watching, I want you to listen. Pass this information. We hear, I don't want to call the name for now, but the chief, those chiefs in Kupe Maninguba, especially that particular chief who is spearheading this nonsense called Disarmament Committee or Commission. I want you to hear me out. All of you in Southern Cameroon, hear me out. Let me start by telling those in Kupe Maninguba that it will never work. It will never work. Tell along Paul that all those little games that they play around our people will not work. I go to Atanganji Paul. We have already had information that over 280 something boys, some from Yaoundé, others who are Southern Cameroonians, they have already been paid thanks to Ekema Patrick, Atanganji, and Philemon Yang, and some other elite of the Northwest and Southwest. They have paid them, and in the days ahead, they will come out, 200 and something, they will come out and say on CRE TV that, please, I want us to start talking when we have, to pass this message, we'll have at least 1,000 people. So let's bring everybody on board. Let's bring everybody on board. And I will come there. I will come there. Because I want us to understand one thing. I want us to understand one thing. See, just a minute. Let me get this done. I'll pull out something real quick. I don't know, maybe Paul Biya has still not understood. People are very concerned. I want to tell people why Biya signed that nonsense stuff and all of those things. Let me get it out clearly to everybody. So let's bring everybody on board. Let's bring everybody. So apparently, because a lot of people have not understood, you know, we want to make this point very clearly. And that's why I want everybody to come on board. I want to make it crystal clear. I've seen everywhere people are talking about calf this, calf that. You know, a lot is going on. Please, let's bring everybody on board. Now, it is simple for the government to sign a disarmament commission or a decree. And like many people have already said and have written in other areas, that the first thing is just that Biya has not understood. So I am talking like this because I want everybody to come before I get to the main message, where I want to say, where I'll be sending a clear message to all our people on ground zero. Now, the first thing that we must understand is legitimacy. Who has given Paul Biya the legitimacy to talk on behalf of Southern Cameroon? That's the first question. The only person that can tell us that we should drop our weapons is in jail. Is Sisekwayo Kabe Julius. That's the only person. That is the only person that can tell us that drop your weapons, and we will drop them, depending on the circumstance or circumstances. It is not Paul Biya. Paul Biya does not have, Paul Biya has no, he has zero legitimacy over Southern Cameroons. And for those who don't understand, this live show is talking about a discementery. A discementery committee. That is what has been signed in Ambazonia. What do I mean by discementery committee? I am saying that Paul Biya, to make the first major step that he can never meet that condition, is to bring back all the 10,000 Southern Cameroonians that he has killed. That's the discementery. That's the first thing. You cannot kill our people and you come and talk about fighters dropping weapons. Let me state it here very categorically that we do not take instructions from Yaoundé anymore. That is what Paul Biya has not realized. Colonel Didier Badjet, Betty Asomo, Issa Churuma, and the rest, they know that they have just failed to advise the diaper-wearing president of the Republic of Cameroon. Some people in Southern Cameroon are still dreaming. Just last week, I told Paul Biya to surrender, that he should withdraw his troops, his soldiers. I told him that he should surrender. Because, see, let me tell us something. My name is Eric Tataw. We understand that as human beings, we have been tolerant. We have exhibited patience. And they have killed enough of our people. And we have said, we are now saying no to that. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians. As in my name as Eric Tataw, by extension, we have taken the necessary measure to put in place a curfew for the military guys in Southern Cameroon. Listen very attentively. Let's listen very attentively. Now, consider this as a general introduction to this talk. Let me start one thing, then the other, so that it should be chronological in the way I want to speak. Now, Paul Biya, first and foremost, is not our president. We don't pay allegiance to nobody still under the green, red, yellow banner. We pay allegiance only to the flag, the blue stripes, the stars, and the dove. That is where we pay our allegiance to Southern Cameroons. We do not and will never have anything to do with the Republic of Cameroon. That's what Paul have not understood. Severally on this platform, we have warned and we have promised and we have never joked about fulfilling our promises when it comes to traitors of the revolution. Paul Biya, of course, just signed that useless decree telling us that we should drop our weapons. Did you notice something very strange and unusual in that decree? Paul Biya was begging from his declaration in the Grand North, where he called us terrorists, so-called liberators or freedom fighters. Paul Biya moved to asking us that he was going to crush us during his inaugural speech. In an inaugural speech where he stole the elections from Professor Maurice Kamto. Paul Biya said he was going to crush us and that we should drop our weapons by force or we'll face the force of the military. And I laughed. We laughed as though he has not understood that Southern Cameroon has overturned the tables and we have moved across the line of intimidation. We have moved, we have had courage, resistance. We have become, very powerful, strong, resolute. And we have moved across the tables. And now we have said, never again shall our people be intimidated. Paul Biya thought that because He has been there since 1982. He has command over Southern Cameroonians. That commandement, like they will call it in French, he ended. He exactly ended, finally ended on that 1st of October when Sissekwayo Cabbage gave the orders and 8 million people went to the streets. And even when our people met with the barrels of the guns from the dictatorial military of La République du Cameroon, we have still not surrendered. And now we are transforming the game into a real war. The war has just begun. Yesterday was exactly 1 year when Mr. Paul Biya at the tarmac of the Discementery International Airport declared war on our people. Yesterday was the same yesterday that CAF took away the hosting rights from the dictatorial regime because they do not have a territorial confine within Victoria or Limbe, where one of the stadia has been located. It was same yesterday that Biya signed the commission for disarmament, and historically, a lot of things happened yesterday. Let me now tell you people something that you have not understood. In the decree that was signed by Paul Biya, he referred to us as ex-fighters. I was shocked or probably perplexed that Mr. Paul Biya does not understand the contextual meaning of ex-fighters in war. The only person or persons that can probably refer to us, Southern Cameroon, as ex-fighter is Sissekwayo Cabbage, because we are not ex-fighter for Mr. Paul Biya. We don't have any kind of contact with him. Let me be clear with this fact. Fellow Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, this is the time to know that the handwriting of God is clearly on the wall. You might, after all, not need the United Nations to get independence. Paul Biya will leave our territory, come rain, come shine. I don't want to take a lot of credit. I want to say we, the people of Southern Cameroon, because that is the right thing to say. But let it be clear that the regime of Yaoundé in the days ahead will not stand what will happen. Will not stand, because the fight has changed. And we now have the capacity to finish La République in any village that they enter. Let me be clear with you, Southern Cameroonians. Listen very attentively. Take your banner. Take your pride. Take your enthusiasm. Get up. Dust yourself. We are talking another language now. The time has come when everybody has to understand the point. What is the point? This is the point. 1. Paul Biya should understand that he has no right to make a decree and create branches in Boya and Bamenda. By extension, what is this telling us? It is simply telling us that anybody, be it a Southern Cameroonian, whosoever, who will take office in that commission has been created by Mr. Paul Biya, would have committed the most heinous crime in Southern Cameroon. That is treason, and it will be punishable accordingly. Let me be clear with you that if you pick up, if Paul Biya appoints any Southern Cameroonian, if they appoint you in that commission, listen to me, and you come to Southern Cameroon, God, my God, if you come there in the name of disarmament, what? Be rest assured you will have yourself to blame. From you to anything that is related to you would be treated as the way traitors are treated during war. So if you have your brother, your sisters, anybody that will belong in that disarmament commission, let the person be aware. That is point number 1. Point number 2, all those boys and girls who have been paid by Tanganji and Ekema Patrick to, in the days ahead, parade themselves as those who have given up their weapons because they want Biya to have something to tell the international community. Let them also know that once they'll be shown on newspapers, on television, or wherever, they will have themselves to blame. I want to assure you that you will not enjoy that parading for more than an hour after you must have been paraded on TV. We have the capacity. We have the capacity. We have the means to ensure that those who commit treason against the state of Southern Cameroon are dealt with according to the law. Number three, any landlord or anywhere around where they will host such a center that is bound in Southern Cameroon would be raised. I did not use any word. I want to tell you this. That disarmament commission, any building that will raise that disarmament commission would be a building that is perpetrating genocide in Southern Cameroon. And I recommend on my own as Eric Tataw that such a building that is meant to destroy our territorial integrity, to capture, kidnap, and kill our youth, burn down our villages, should also be burned down. I want all of this point to be very clear. A lot of people have still not understood that this is war. And in war, we do not compromise. We do not talk soft. We will never, ever listen to La République du Cameroon. And for those of you who don't know, Paul Biya signed the disarmament committee for one other reason. You know, somebody just indicated that Morocco has won the bid. No. The president of CAF said it very clearly that they are still looking who is going to host. And it's partly because of that reason that Paul Biya has signed the disarmament committee or commission, because he wants to impress. Once some people go out there and give their guns, Paul Biya is still lobbying. He's spending a lot of money trying to bribe some people from CAF because it's still open. Maybe in the next 2-3 months, La République du Cameroon might show evidence or evidences that we are not ready. And you see, we have done a disarmament commission and people have given back their arms. So peace has returned. This has come out and CAF can take another decision that now it shows Cameroon has shown enough proofs that they can actually still host this Nations Cup, and they will give it back to Cameroon and Biya would have won. So we want to let you know that that is part of the plan. That Paul Biya has not given up. As we speak, his diplomat, his lobbyists, they are out there. So we want to seize this opportunity to tell CAF and any other African player. My name is Eric Tataw. I'm not afraid to go to jail because we are at war. Oh man. See, let me seize the opportunity to tell CAF one thing. Listen, I don't care which name you give me. If any day, by chance, if players that will come to Limbe, none of them will go back alive. Because we have war in our country. I want to assume that anybody that will come back to Cameroon and fly to Southern Cameroon to play any tournament because Biya is trying to manipulate them, we will make sure that we show to the world that indeed we are fighting war, and these are the same people who are giving money to the regime to kill our people. So let it be clear. We have the means. We are only waiting when they will come into Limbe for anything CAF, because Biya is doing everything to ensure that they come back. That is why he has gone and signed this armament. It's everywhere. He has posted. He posted on Twitter. Everybody has read it. He needs money to set those centers. You hear how they were begging money, that they also can have help from international community, from international partners. We have heard all those things. But let me be clear to Mr. Biya. Very clear. The commission for bilingualism that Musonga headed, it is zero. You brought another commission for rehabilitation and relief or whatever. You took money. They have not given anybody a penny. How much did you take? How much have they raised? Now they have gone to another one to continuously buy their weapons and try to convince CAF to come and play the Nations Cup because they will get money to try to stabilize. That economy is done. It's dusted. It's very finished. So I want to send this very clear message to CAF that anybody, any player, a Tofi should take this, that will come to Cameroon, fly to Southern Cameroon, any musician, anybody whosoever that would dare will be dealt with accordingly. We are at war and they cannot kill 10,000 of our people. Some people think that I'll be scared to pronounce the word dealt with. My name is Eric Tataw. I have said it, that I am not scared to go to jail. This is me. Anytime my address is known in the US by the FBI, by anybody. If these things that I'm saying they are wrong, let me be. I don't care. I don't care. Because they have killed 10,000 people and I'm just one life. 10,000 lives have been lost. And the international community should first of all hold themselves, put themselves in jail. Antonio Guterres should go to jail. Everybody who's watching genocide should go to jail before you come and talk to a dictator. That's what we should know. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, put it in your mind that this is war and do not get scared. Any other person who wants to stay on the fence and trying to be sugarcoating because they are scared to go to jail, I'm not bothered. I'm not. Jail is only the brain. I'll go to jail and I don't care anymore because they have killed a lot of our people. And so we have to fight this fight till the last man standing. That is it. Now, you see, when BIYA signed this thing, some people quickly read the nonsense on CRTV. But have you heard any news about CAF on CRTV? Maybe I have not heard. Maybe they have read. But let me tell you people something. Southern Cameroonians, listen very attentively. This is for the military. The reason why I am passing this information to the military is because we have some of our brothers who are Anglophones who are still in the military. Let me be clear with them that you have seen what happened in Tarembo. Tarembo is a quarter in Internaco, like I published on National Telegraph. You saw the gendarmerie vehicle. You saw what happened because they were going to Mfuni market to go and kill our children, kill and burn our markets, like they have done in Bamenda and in other places. But so we made sure that we destroyed that vehicle. Now, there is a military curfew that I want to announce, and I will enforce it. We will enforce it. Listen, let's listen. If you have your brother who is in the military, I beg tell them. Say, probably had to make that noise, say, we'll get gun them. We'll not fair, you don't see we use gun again. We'll get now only thing away, what we'll do them. I dey talk and clean and clear that we have suffered a lot and we have to defend ourselves. I want to assure Mr. Pobia in the military, from tomorrow, rather from Monday, any military man get now 1 hour for work inside Ambazonia, inside Southern Cameroon, for trophy free will not touch it. 1 hour because we'll be good people. 1 hour, any military, whether they are on CV or wear military jacket, now 1 hour. 1 hour, any military man, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's the only time that a soldier can move around. Means they have 23 hours to be indoors and in their camps while they prepare to leave Southern Cameroon. Let me be clear. And we want to be clear that this is called preemptive announcements. You've seen what happened in Manu. I want to say it very clearly that Pobia should know, and we are not begging them anymore. We don't even need guns to fight anymore. We have had what to fight with. There is no day that a military truck will enter inside a village. If you succeed to enter, you will not come back. It's never going to happen again anywhere. We have taken, I've talked with Mark, I've talked with Ashu Kingsley. We have taken we are as activists, we have taken the necessary dispensation to protect our people. And so we have devised another means of fighting the military, of defending ourselves. We want to only make sure that any vehicle, now they talk to your PG, me the military, they listen. Say for be on the good side. No say, now 1 hour for work I go find chop. 23 hours there for your camp. Any military is an order. Any military man will see for outside PCC. That is law. Because our people have suffered too much and we cannot take it anymore. So make the one go clear. Now make Eric talk at the talk. You see, wait to happen for Manu. Not be mistake. Say happen now for my county first. I don't want to take any, not be pride. Not be mistake. Other things have happened in Bafut, Lebialem. We are saying it because we have decided that the Republic will bleed. Will bleed. That is not to say we are not looking at options to take it across the Mongo. We are just calm for international perspectives. So it should be very clear that it's 1 hour for the soldiers. 1 hour 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. You have the right, you go around, you come, nobody will touch you. Once that is done, you are safe. But if we see you at 1 minute past 3 p.m. or see you at 1:59, you will be dealt with. I'm telling you. No more space for any soldier in Ambazonia. No more. Let this be very clear. It should be very clear, and I'm not joking about it. In our villages, let me announce to you people now, the military listening. This is to ensure that you don't go there and you come. I'm not giving out any strategy, but I'm just trying to warn you people in advance. If you leave any point in our towns to enter any village, whether you're entering from north, south, left, anywhere that you want to enter, tell your brothers who are serving the military that this time around you will not be seeing them. Because if you decide to drive in a military hilux, in an armored car, or go by foot as a soldier in that uniform or as civil, be rest assured that you must leave your will with your family. You must leave your will with your family, because you will never come back. You will never come back. I can assure you. I can assure you. You will never come back. Southern Cameroon, we have now moved from the era of all those little guns. We have gone now to another level that you have seen in Manu. So we are doing everything humanly possible to secure all the entrances of all our villages, all the exits, all. When you enter there, you go to any village, anywhere you want to enter, know that you will not come out. That one is a point. 1 hour freedom of movement for the soldiers in Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon. 23 hours stay in your barrack while you prepare to move. So we want to let you people know this fact and know it clean and clear. For any other person who comes from across the Mongol, who is in support of the regime or of one and indivisible Cameroon, please, you have to pack your bags and go to Douala or to Yaoundé. We are at war, and we will not discuss issues that are contrary to our aspirations. We will never discuss issues contrary to our aspirations. So let it be clear to everybody, every Southern Cameroonian who is listening to me, if you support the military, you are in trouble. So I've made this point and I've made them very clear. Back to the crux of the matter. If you have been paid to go and stand in the disarmament committee or commission, make sure that by all means possible, you leave that particular project. You leave that particular project. That is not your thing. All those officials, leave it. Now, I want to end this live show. I want it to be very brief so that those who will be watching on YouTube, let them get enough time to watch. Those who come later to watch, let them watch. We don't want to make lengthy live shows that will make people get very tired watching. Now, Paul Biya has done what he has done. We only ask him to bring back the 10,000 people that he has killed. So do not be fooled, and remember to send this message to everybody that whosoever will participate in one way or the other in this new plot from the regime of Paul Biya will be dealt with accordingly. My name is Eric Tataw. I've said it, I'm still going to say it, that I'm not afraid. I'll never get scared of going to jail. That is my point, and that is where I keep my principle and my heart. For this movement, tell me whatever you want to tell me, but don't tell me anything that is contrary to an independent Southern Cameroon. I'll just react to some people talking about a ghost town that was declared by Secretary Chris Anu. I think we are okay with that. The ghost towns will resume immediately after Christmas. I think every Southern Cameroonian activists just have the job to sensitize people, and that's what I'm already doing here. We also want to thank all other activists, Mark Barita, for the great job you did yesterday in Belgium with Scott Johnson, with Yufa Eugene. We also want to thank Yannick Scott, who has a little bit missing. We thank Capo Daniel, Lucas Asu, Emawe Kembe, Solomon Amambo, Salah Sateba, Ray Baba, Della Atanga Chiri, Ray Tima. I mean, like all the activists who, are putting the little effort and are trying to, ensure that we fight now collectively as a team, because that is all we need to remember. That there was a prophecy that says that once we begin to come together, the war will be ended. I also want to thank everybody who's been watching, and to say that, you know, we are going to continuously fight like a team, and let us be clear on this fact of reconciliation, and to bring all our people together to pass the same message. I'm sure Mark Barita is going to find time to come online. You know, somebody saying that Komecho Ayaba just posted contract. Let me check that. Let me see what Komecho posted. Just a minute. I think these are issues that we must address, because we don't have a parallel opinion, and so I just want to be sure. I've not seen what Komecho posted. Let me see. Somebody is just suggesting something. Well, you know, the problem that we have had, as we are trying to say, yes, I've just seen it three minutes ago, as somebody has said, it's a situation that we have to manage, because you know, we understand that you know, everybody's trying to claim supremacy, because if Secretary Chris Anu says something and says that they have you know, saying that the ghost town should be, or it should be suspended, and Komecho Ayaba comes and says that it should continue. You see, there's a conflict of idea and interest, because one person wants to prove to be better than the other. These are the things that we are condemning, and so I cannot come and say, oh, Secretary Chris is wrong, Secretary Chris is not right. I think that both of them have made mistakes, and the mistake too has come to from the part of Secretary Chris first. Because, you know, if we are talking about unity, though the IG is considered a government, as we discussed with Capo Daniel yesterday, we want to think that at least for the fact that we have started a process of unity, Secretary Chris Anu should have even taken the time to reach out to the other frontline leaders who also have even 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 soldiers on the ground. Because, yeah, ghost town can be suspended in other parts, but where these people have some fighters, they can also grant it, and it will not have been successful. So I think that with all due respect, let the leaders go behind stage and talk. We don't want to see contrary messages like this. It doesn't play well, and you know, I do not want to get into those fighting where we'll be fighting blindly and saying that, oh, this man is correct. Why did Dr. Cho come and say this? You know, so, and all of those things. No, Dr. Cho is not a madman. He too has his own egos, just like the Secretary Chris. And we think that it is important for all these leaders to talk, and no activists should come and condemn that, oh, this leader, why the Secretary Chris, the Komecho Ayaba, come and say that there should be ghost town when Secretary Chris Anu has said that there is no ghost town. They can talk this, and they can agree and make a joint statement. After all, during the Unity Conference in DC, they were all one, and so they can get back to that stage. So to me, you know, I want to understand the rationale for Secretary Chris Anu saying that there should be no ghost town, and I want to also understand the rationale where Komecho says that there should be ghost town. Generally, if you look at it, I think it's a fasting period, and people should enjoy, and we can put off ghost town. But I know that Komecho Ayaba, I've not listened to it, but I also know, like somebody also indicated, I also know that Komecho Ayaba can be concerned about the fact that should we go down with that ghost town, maybe it can be difficult for people to come out again for ghost towns in December. So I think that, no, this is not the time to insult people. We should reason why people have their differences, you know. So we want to beg you all to understand that we are not going to go down this lane again of trying to make leaders feel high-handed or some other person most important. I acknowledge the IG as our government, but I also think that all other people, the other frontline leaders, also have a say in our revolution. It's very important for us to put that in, in our minds. Don Dinka, you are doing a great job, but let me just answer your question. Yes, reconciliation is based on compromise. That is the first thing about reconciliation. You must be able to compromise. You must be able to compromise, and I think that all the mistake has been from the fact that if there's something that everybody has been observing, and the IG, yes, is the government, we respect the government, but to make the government most powerful is to make sure that you go down there and ensure that you get to the other people and then try to call them. Like I've always said, it is not Dr. Cho that will call the IG. It's the IG that will call Dr. Cho that, bro, how are we going to work this thing out? Because you must be in a position of power to ensure that you get out to other people. Because if you ask generally, if you ask my opinion, if they were to ask my opinion before going out to declare no ghost town, I would have said that no, the ghost town should continue. It's only how many Mondays are in December, or how many Mondays are between the next Monday is tomorrow or next tomorrow, whereas we're already on the first today. So the Monday tomorrow is not affecting Christmas. So you look at the people can buy and program themselves. But in that case, since the government has decided, we have to work behind stage with Comrade Cho, because now Comrade Akwanga has not said anything. Comrade Cho has said something. It means there's a little bit of clash of interest and concern. And so Comrade Cho or the IG should reach out to Comrade Cho. It's important. The IG should reach out to Comrade Cho and try to discuss these things, and they should come out with a statement. I'm not going to support anybody. Yes, he was supposed to consult other people who are involved. Even those of us who are activists, the IG is supposed to have consulted us that, hey, well, Tataw, you have a big platform. What do you think about this? What about you, Mark Barretta? What about you, Capo Daniel? Ask us. Let us also give our judgments. We can talk in our activist forum. It's important. This is time for serious building. It's not a time for high-handedness. Consultation at this point is very important. So I think that this issue has been addressed, because now we have contrasting views about who should be, Thank you very much, Don Dinka. So we must look at this. Comrade Ayaba is not a Satan. He's actually just being objective, and he has spoken with the voice of somebody who is at war. So we don't want to go and be undoing policies to come and do them. So we have to be very tactical. I think that we should have contacted him, Dr. Cho, before taking that decision. It's very important. So you cannot say that the same way. If Chris Anu went and put out a communique that contacting Dr. Cho is a human being. He got angry and he put it out. You know that all human beings are not like some people who have a calm heart that think that they can contact people to make reconciliation. So until we talk like this, to make everybody to see everybody important and to know that everybody has a say, you will not go anywhere, So we want to beg all of us to reason and to see that Ambazonia is most important than anybody. And so let us put that point. I want us to be most objective, that people should contact others at this juncture when we are talking about, other issues. About Arike, you have followed the issues with Arike, and there are complex things where we don't want to discuss on social media because it's not beneficial to the movement. We want leaders to talk the issue of Arike behind scenes. You must have seen that there are more complications that have come up. So please, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, I love you all. Let's stay peaceful and stay focused. We don't want to start another argument about who is right about the ghost tank stuff when we have the disarmament to handle. So let's be rest assured that we have a lot of things in our hands, and we do not want to get involved. Those about when ghost tank should be on Monday, it should not be between IG and AGC. Is a very minute issue that can be handled with one phone call. It's just that the leaders want to be high-handed, and just like Atanga Achiri had suggested, I'd not even read it, but I just saw it before I was coming online. He said that the revolution is not run by Chris Anu alone. So there are a lot of things that the IG2 has done that is not correct. They must do consultation, even with major activists. And so we want to thank you all. God bless you. We also want to tell the Manu people that in the days ahead, I will be endorsing a chairman or governor for Manu, where we'll continue with the Manu County fundraising. And so we want to thank you all very much. We cannot make anybody to shut up at this time, except we have tried this new approach of reconciliation and it doesn't work. So Dr. Cho Ayaba has the right to what he has said, just like Chris Anu, but the issue is that they lacked pre-consultation from both of their ends. And so let us ensure that we bring all of them together instead of trying to destroy the new platform. I will talk with Mark Barretta, with Capo, and with other activists. Let's see how we can reach out to the leaders, and then we'll know on what they have finally decided. It doesn't mean, if we look at that, the fact that Comrade Cho Ayaba has a better argument than Secretary Chris Anu, as activists, will support what Comrade Cho is saying, because I want to understand. You know, even Nelson Ochemba had raised that concern. I want to understand that if people go out of ghost town, they might not have the courage to come back. So I want to thank you all very much. God bless you. Pray for our leaders and try to be objective so that nobody would think that they have the high-handedness to decide things. No. The Southern Cameroon is the leader. It's not IG or Cho or Akwanga or anybody, but we recognize the fact that we have a government that has been left behind by Seseku. So let us stand with all our leaders, with Secretaries, with Comrade Cho, our enemies La Republic. We will not query over the dates of ghost town. We will not. We will not. So all activists should take their time and you know, ensure that they talk to the leaders. I will immediately reach out to Waters Kiaka to Mark as soon as I finish this live show. So we will sort that out. So it's not issue. It's not a matter of confusion. So let's pray for understanding between those leaders. Thank you very much. God bless you. I think this is an impromptu show, and it is not about why I am again. Dr. Cho, we have said that it is not confusion. It's not confusion. People must do consultation. We must stop this issue where we want to put one person. Yes, we have a government, like we have said it, and I've commented under Dr. Sako's post that the IG must be restructured. The IG will not be dissolved, but we see the need to bring everybody on deck. So that's it. I love you all. This is my judgment. I might be wrong. Take the wrong things, take the right things, throw the wrong ones, and still take me as a friend and brother for us to fight together. God bless you. Bye-bye. Stay blessed.